My name is Griffin Morris, and for my project, I was tasked with targeting and trying to educate a military audience on what the nonprofit Off the List does. So, Off the List is a nonprofit founded and run by Darcy Gibson to educate and potentially try and recruit people for living kidney donation. There are a ton of people on the kidney donation list every single year. So many of them don't get one, and Darcy has made it her mission to try and reach more people to educate them on how many people really need a kidney donation and see if she can't recruit people to possibly become a living kidney donor. So my project specifically in my proposal, I was meant to target a military audience on what Off the List does. And the way I did this through my proposal was to reach out to both structured and unstructured, less formal military groups to try and use that as an outlet, a sort of catalyst to get to more military people to educate them on what Off the List is doing. So when I say more structured groups, I mean like Wounded Warrior Project, Military One Source, sort of military veteran support groups that are already very well established with hundreds of thousands of members. And then less structured, I mean Facebook groups, whether it just be a support group for active duty military personnel or retired personnel, as well as just like an area for them to communicate, share experiences. They've been through a lot of the similar things. So those types of groups as well. Both of those groups are great ways to reach a large amount of people that have been in the military or they're currently in the military. And my proposal was to go to those groups, ask them if it would be okay if Off the List shares what their mission is, what they're trying to do, and see if they can create a message that can get out to all the people within those groups. So the biggest challenges I faced when starting this project was honestly what direction to go in from the jump. So when I talked with Darcy, she mentioned that she didn't really have any direction for how she wanted this campaign to go, and it just took me a while to figure out what I thought might be best. There were a bunch of different ideas I had, but I spent so much time juggling those ideas and trying to think about which one would work best. So segueing that into how I would approach this project differently, I would choose a project direction, a campaign direction to go from the jump, and then just delve so much deeper into it. I feel like my presentation ended up being kind of bare bones, that there wasn't a whole lot of meat or direction within it, even though it had a full idea as part of it. I think that if I chose a certain path from the beginning, I would have been able to provide so much more information, so much more directions, so many more ideas within that certain pathway that could have been helpful to Off the List in their approach to targeting a military audience. What I learned about the nonprofit sector is that they do so much with so little. So obviously being nonprofit, they sort of have to create all their own funding, applying for grants, donations, all these different things. They have so many hoops they have to jump through. They have so many obstacles they have to sort of overcome. And talking with Darcy, it's ridiculous the amount of things that they have to do to try and, fulfill their mission, complete what they're trying to do. So it really gave me a whole new appreciation for everything that nonprofits do, because they do so much with so little resources.